So what is NAT stand for? NAT stand for Network Address Translation, and PAT stand for Port Address Translation. Network Address Translation and Port Address Translation. Before you understand the concept of NAT, you must know something before that, and the first thing is private IP address and public IP address. Private IP address is also known as local IP, okay, and is also known as okay, and then public IP is also known as registered IP, okay. Okay, so what is the difference of private IP address and public IP address? What is private IP address? Private IP address is the IP address, the one which you can configure on your system, okay, just like you are using 10.10.10.1 or 192.168 or this 172.16. So these all are private IP address, means these IP address are not registered under your name, and these are like available for anyone can use these IP addresses on their computers, okay, because your system is only working, like for example in this room only. This is not a computer which is facing the internet or which is on the net, like this is only local computer. So this is also known as private IP address or local IP address. And then we have another IP address which is also known as public IP address. So what is public IP address? Public IP address is the IP address which is registered under your name, under your company, and you have to purchase that IP address from the ISP, from the service provider. Because the reason is, when you need this public IP address, because public IP address is the IP address which is fixed, and which is unique, okay, which is not duplicate, or there is no other IP. You have to use, for example, take this example of this VPN server. What is VPN server? Virtual Private Network. And the use of VPN server is, let's see, there is one company and they have one server, and that server is located in China, okay. So now I'm simply explaining what is VPN server. We are not learning how to make VPN server in CCNA, but I'm just showing you the application of this, okay, just to get the concept. Let's see, this is your server, is located in China, and this company is having a lot of clients, and for example employees, they are on roaming. Suppose they are on Dubai, they are in Sharjah, or they are in India, or they are in New York, they are in Canada, they are in Brazil, any location they are in. So if you want to reach that server through internet, you can reach, and the reason is you need a public IP. Why? Because you need a fixed IP. You don't need IP which is changing, keep on changing, because let's see, if this server is holding, suppose the IP is 192.168.1.29, suppose. So this IP address is fixed. So any computer, this or this or this or this or this, they are on the internet. So through internet they can reach this IP address. So if they can reach this IP address, so they can reach this server. Okay. So this is the concept of VPN server. So that's why we need these public IP addresses. Okay. So this is a small example to understand the concept, but the thing is, this is a VPN server and this is also connected with the LAN. Okay. And this is also connected with other systems. In China, I am talking about China. So internally, you cannot use this IP address in the system. Why? Because suppose this system is using 10.10.1, this is using 10.10.2, and this is using 10.10.10.3. So this server, physically, this server using suppose 10.10.10.5. Okay, for reaching this local area network, because this is the network of your company, your head office in China. So that is using 10.10.10.5. But how can you work with this system, with this IP 192.168.1.29? Because the outside world is the internet. The outside world, how they know your server? They know your server by this IP, which is public. And the world which is local or which is LAN, all these systems, they know this system, they know this server by this. Okay. So now what you need? You need a translator, and that translator is the router. So router will translate this thing for you. How? When router will receive traffic, so you will attach one router with this switch. So, and this router is connected with the internet. Okay. So now all these users who are available in different countries or anywhere on the internet, so they can reach this server by this IP, and they can use this IP on the internet because you pay your ISP for that IP address, so they can reach. Okay, but what we will do, we will do this translation on this router, and this translation is known as NAT. So that translation means if the router receives any packet for 192.168.1.29, then forward to this VPN server, and then this router is also connected with the LAN. So if any system is from the internal world, if they are trying to reach this server, so they will use 10.10.10.5. So then router will see, okay, then router will send this information to this PC. Okay, so it is just like you have one translator. Okay, so that translator, for example, if you can't speak Chinese, you will hire a translator. If you want to speak to a Chinese guy, he will listen whatever he is saying. So the router will do the same thing. He will take the information from the local world and send to the VPN server, and taking the information from the outside world, which is internet, and forwarding to the VPN server. Okay, so this is the job of router, and this job is also known as network address translation. Okay, because you need this to translate, and you have to do this on the router. So now first of all I will show you the NAT, and then we will come on the PAT. So network address translation. Okay, so now I will show you one lab, so you will understand all these things. So now you know, to translate your local IP into public IP address, you need a device, and that device is known as the router. Okay, so router will translate your information. Okay, but this will not, you have to define this thing, okay? This is not automatically. How come your router know what is your public IP and what is your private IP? So you have to translate this through the commands. So now I will show you. Okay. Let's see, I will design one lab. Suppose this is your router and this is connected with the internet, and in the internet, in the ISP, there is also one router. Okay, so this is the cloud. This is the cloud, and in the lab you can use the serial 0 and serial 1, and you will configure some IP address. Let's see, 192.168.1.1 and here 192.168.1.2, and then this is your company router, which is connected with the LAN. Okay, and these are all are the PC, the systems. Okay. PC 1, 2, 3 and 4. And suppose PC number 4, this is your VPN server. So then you need a translation for this, and for this the local IP or the private IP is 10.10.10.4, and the public IP is suppose 192.168.1.99. Suppose this is the public IP which you purchase from the ISP, and this is the registered IP address under this server. Okay. So, and this is suppose Ethernet 0/0, this serial 0/1, 0/0 like this. So first of all, you have to configure this router. Okay, so router A, you will go to interface Ethernet 0/0 and press enter, and then you type IP NAT inside and enter, because you have to define which interface is facing your local world, which is your LAN, and which interface is facing your outside world, which is internet or which is the public network. So in this criteria, for your understanding, Ethernet 0/0 is the interface which is facing the LAN. Okay, so that one is IP NAT inside, and then you will go to interface serial 0/1. This interface, this is the interface which is connected with the internet or with the cloud. So that is your outside interface.
So is it necessary that the public IP that we bought should be the same, should have the same network ID as the serial?
Yeah. Otherwise it will not work. So that's why you have to purchase a pool of IP address. Means not only one IP address is not enough. These all things will come later, I will show you. Okay. So interface serial 0, IP NAT outside and IP NAT inside for the Ethernet 0. So you have to remember the first step. You have to define which interface is facing the LAN and which interface is facing the WAN or the cloud or the internet. And then you have to do the translation. Then from the config mode, IP NAT inside. IP NAT inside, source static. IP NAT inside, source static, and then you have to mention the local IP address of that server. That local IP address is 10.10.10.4 and then space and then the public IP address, which is 192.168.1.99 and then you press enter. Yes. So by this statement you simply declare one translation for this server. Okay. So now what happens? If you suppose from this router, if you are standing on this router, means you are standing on the internet, and if you try to reach this PC, so which IP address you will use?
192.
Yeah. So what you will do, by sitting on this router, you will type ping 192.168.1.99, and if the reply is coming, that means your lab is successful.
So
Okay.
what is the last one? IP NAT inside source static.
IP NAT inside source SOURC source is static 10.10.4 and then this is the local IP and this is the public IP and then enter.
Source static do?
Yeah?
Source static, what does that do?
This is the this is the NAT, you are using NAT. Means static means if you are using one IP address for one system, means you are converting you are dedicating one public IP with one system. Okay. After this we will come in the pool, so then it is different. Means you are using one system and you are using one IP, but you can also define a pool of IP. Let's see, 192.168.1.99 to 192.168.1. Suppose 120. So in this case you add 30 or some 30 IP addresses pool. So in this case what happens? So let's say you have a lot of system. So then the system will take one by one IP address. That is dynamic. Means system 1 can take 99. Maybe next time system 2 can take 100 or 101, because this is dynamic. Okay, this is the dynamic which will come next. I will show you the lab. Okay, so don't confuse. But in this case, this is static. Static means fix. One IP fix with 10.10.4. There is no change in the future. So if you are going to permanently associate IP address with any system, you will go for this static. And then after this the dynamic part will come. Okay, so now you guys will try the lab. Okay.